option, then I'll make it. So I had to learn where my not so strong area was, and be willing to say, okay, I got to make the options for me so I can go into my refrigerator and I can just grab it. But one thing my pastor said about food, he said, food is the carnal way for you to understand what it's supposed to feel like to be fed from God. So he gave you a pleasurable way to understand what it means to feel like to be fed from God. He said Adam and Eve before the fall, they never walked around and said, I was hungry. The apple was for pleasure. It was like, or I'm just saying an apple, it was for pleasure. It was like, oh, I'm eating this. And this just reminds me of what it feels like when I eat on like the word of God and how it makes me feel. And he said, so food, sometimes you can even think of it as you're eating alien food. Like it's like alien food. It's really not. So we start to think of it that way, but that is just a real thing where food is like it's almost like an enemy where, you know, it becomes God in some places. It becomes like addictive in so many places, but it's because it's seen as nourishment. We don't use words like that, like addictive, God, when it's really just the truth. Like somebody be late to church, I'm going to go grab a sandwich. You know what I mean? Or like, I'm gonna risk my whole job and be late coming into work, but I got a whole Chick-fil-A meal. You know what I mean? And so it's a real thing. And so I'm just sharing, for me, the reason why I'm doing this is because I know me. You know what I mean? I know me. And it even comes to my time, like 7:00, my kid's going crazy, and I'm sitting over here upset because I'm trying to cook. They just being kids, they're not even doing anything bad. They just being kids, but because I wasn't prepared, I got a whole attitude because I'm trying to cook, be ready for a tip to the top. The kids acting crazy when really, in fact, it was really just my fault, when I could have said, I'm gonna send out my messages, and while I'm sitting here talking to y'all Monday meetup, I'm gonna finish my meal prep. And so that's real. Food is like, yeah, it was a fruit that got us here in the first place.
It's so interesting that we're talking about this, because I was actually I'm actually going to do a fast, right? And so I've done a bunch of fasts. Like, I've done the fast food, I've done that, and I actually did it, and I was like, okay, you could do it. You don't have to, you don't have to eat out 30 days. All right. Then I've done liquor. Liquor was actually a different type of fast for me, because like you said, it was like, why are you drinking? Like, what is the purpose? It was always like, oh, I need a drink. And it was like, do you need it or do you want it? So really understanding that, it ended up maybe being like 2 to 3 months before I had a glass of wine. And even when I had it, it was just like, it doesn't even taste the same. So it's just my whole perspective on drinking changed. And then now I'm going back into keto, but this week I was like, I need to just really figure out this relationship that I have with food. I've had a bad relationship with food my entire life. And it wasn't until we had the keto coffee and I started keto back in 2018 where it really just shifted, and I understood the relationship that I had with food, and it was basically emotional. So I think it's important to figure out what your relationship is with food and why it is either a release, if it's addictive, if it's a comfort, if it's whatever, figuring out what it is and then addressing it that way. And then also, like, there's different fasts, and like, you have to hold yourself to what your body can take. I think it's important, like, yeah, you can do a, no food, just water or whatever, but you also have to understand your body. Because I did it, and then I had like really bad migraines or really bad this or that. You have to know what your body needs. So of course, understand nutrition and stuff like that. Don't just dive into a fast, but definitely understanding. I'm excited for this fast that I'm going into. And this week, I'm definitely like weaning myself into a fast because I've been on a carb overload. So I'm actually like doing a deplete, and then I'm going into a fast. So just understanding like how to go into it is important.
That's good, Robin, talking about the relationship or whatever with food, because when it came to fast food for me, we didn't eat a lot of fast food when I was younger, growing up. We ate, like, my mom cooked. And so we didn't really get pizza like that. Like it was just, you know, she cooked. Like it was cooked, like home cooked meals. And so when I was able to, yes, it was a luxury. So when I was able to get the fast food myself, and like I didn't have to be told, like, no, I couldn't get no fast food, or like, no, you can eat this meal that's cooked. I just went ham. Like I went crazy, you know, just indulging in it because I never got to indulge, you know, growing up. And so that was something that I had to realize too, that it was like, you know, overcompensating for what I thought I was missing out on growing up. So.
And when you say that, Brittany, like I'm kind of the opposite. When I grew up, I ate fast food a lot. My dad worked nights and my mom was in nursing school, and I was in a lot of athletics. So it was convenient that after gymnastics practice, we just stopped at McDonald's on the way home. Because my dad wasn't getting home till 2. So it was just always a lot. So I can say my relationship with fast food has been pretty consistent. But as it becomes to like fasting and stuff like that, I've learned that I'm very good in that area. But I haven't necessarily learned how to translate that. Like I'm very disciplined. And when I can say, I could say no, but that's not to say I don't get the cravings. And I have learned that I started giving myself this stuff just because I want it. And then Robin, when you talked about like doing it easily, like I'm anemic. So I recently started taking the iron pills, and part of my anemia, like I have cravings, and my cravings is sweet tea. And I knew that my iron levels was getting really low because I was craving the sweet teas like twice a day. And that's when I'm like, all right, Christine, like you need to get it together. So I started taking the pills. When the iron got into my system, I was no longer craving the tea. So on Monday, I hadn't had a sweet tea since Monday. On Friday, I got this extreme headache, migraine headache. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? We went to McDonald's last night. Nelson bought me a sweet tea, and like literally, like within 5 minutes, the headache was almost completely gone. And I was just like, that is insane. Like, cause I wasn't even thinking about the sweet tea. So yeah. And I was just like, I was legit going through withdrawals from tea. So like when you're doing it, you just have to be kind of like aware and easing yourself into what it is that you're trying to do. But I've been wanting to do a fast, and y'all are truly inspiring me because I have just been stuck because I was like, well, I don't know how to do a fast the proper way, because I know within the fast you're supposed to, although it's depleting your body and, you know, starving your flesh, but the Bible portion of the fast is something that I have been unaware of, and it's just caused me to just stay put. So you guys are truly inspiring me. Thank you.
I was going to say, like, those are, sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
You know, all of those things, like with the headaches and everything, they're like prompts to tell you I need to pray. They're prompts for you. Because even when, like, Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he felt the feelings as well. And they were prompts. They were prompts. And so, you know, all not to say, because it does talk about preparing for a fast. Often a fast is supposed to have nothing to do really with us. It's my human body, my flesh has overwhelmed my spirit. My spirit does not need food. My spirit needs God. My spirit needs the word. That's what my spirit needs. And so that's what I've learned through fasting. You know, one of the hardest fasts that I've done, and you know, you guys can read all through Matthew about fast, and a video Rachel sent us, I think last year, that was really good about fasting. You know, what I've learned is the hardest one I've done was no food. And it was with my church, and it was just liquid only. And of course I felt everything. But that's just sensitivity of your spirit, because your spirit understands that if I can trigger them with a headache, because my voice may not be so clear to them, but a headache is very, very clear to your human body. And so that's saying I need to disconnect, and I need to pray. And I need to get my faith to the level where it can say, God, I believe that because I don't live on bread alone, that you can make this headache go away. But that's a faith thing. You know what I mean? And God meets us at our level of faith. And so some people's level of faith is, I got a headache, I'm going to speak it away. Some person's level of faith is at an Advil, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But that's one thing to remember with fasting is you're going to feel hungry. You're probably going to get a headache. You're going to feel weak. All of those things. And Jesus felt all of those things, but those were just prompts that I need to connect with the Father, because the devil came and said, it's rocks right here. If you really, God, turn the rocks into bread. You know what I mean? And for us, they're saying, like, if God is really your God, just go ahead and go get something to drink. He don't care. He'll forgive you. He'll give you grace. You know what I mean? Those are some of the conversations that no one can see me, the conversations that you have with yourself. But that, you can be grateful, saying, okay, I feel this migraine. I hate it. I don't want to feel this migraine. Let me go pray. Let me go pull out a scripture and allow God to be the bread. And that's the entire purpose of all of it. And so you're going to feel the feels, but that's in this is like good versus God. The good is saying, hey, your doctor probably says, you need to go do this. But the God is saying, you do not live on bread alone. If you just go with me into your secret place, I promise I will fill you up. It's not easy, but that's the answer to it. Or you're just doing like a intermittent fasting. It's a difference. Intermittent fasting or fasting for God, if you're not replacing God with the feelings, then you're just fasting. You're just fasting per the definition of fasting, not the actual biblical fasting.
I gotta jump in before somebody else got something to say. That was good. Thank you. Just went before me. That was good. I hope y'all really took that in, because that's real life, and just having somebody, because okay, I'll talk about myself. She'll talk about herself. Every single time I fast, I have a migraine for the first 24 hours. Why? Because clearly God wants to talk to me, but there might be something that I'm putting in my body that doesn't need to go back in. And for some reason, once I finish my fast, I decide to go back to certain things. And he's telling me, you shouldn't have these things in your body. And what'll happen is, if you're consistent enough, like with really getting into it and putting yourself in a position to where when you do have those prompts or different times that you actually submit yourself to him, and to each his own, because you will learn so much about yourself. Like, so much about your weaknesses, or even like what Keisha was talking about, like you're reliant on food in certain aspects of your life. And if you weren't so reliant on food to fill the voids that you feel, I got a headache, you need to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you just need water. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should stop drinking soda. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't mean that you need to eat, So really learning yourself in that sensitivity of what he really desires for you to use to fuel yourself. I don't work out, I don't have no energy. You don't have no energy because of what you put in your body and the fact that everything else fills the void. I was reading a Brene Brown book, and she said, she did away with her TV for 2 years, like got rid of her TV for 2 years, because she said, I don't really watch TV, so I don't even understand why God had me do that. But she was still connected to her TV. And even though like it didn't take up that much of her time, it took up the time that God wanted. And he's like, I'm trying to take you somewhere. TV cannot have a priority where you got a DVR full ready for you to binge. So it goes on so many levels. And a lot of times we don't put ourselves in a position to even be sensitive to enough to even be close to that. Or do you have, come on, godly girlfriends? Do you have a godly girlfriend that'll be like, listen, go pray. Listen, put your phone away. Go read your Bible. Instead of being like, well, God, just help me. I'm just going to watch Hallmark and sip on some water. Like, no. Go in the room, turn the lights off, and pray till you fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? God will take that ache away. And for somebody who struggled with migraines for a long time, and I'm the one who got migraines and had to go get to the ER to get a shot in the booty, and I still had medicine in my cabinet. Like, that's how real it was. And God has delivered me from migraines, like delivered. I get one probably twice a year. Like, he's completely delivered me. But a lot of times what happens is you'll know your triggers, and it'll be like, but you're ratchet because your flesh is so weak that you keep putting that stuff in your body because you don't get a migraine automatically. You know what I'm saying? And so are you strong enough or putting yourself in the midst of people who can like be like, okay, listen, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Yes, Christmas, real ratchet, out here eating stuff. Who knows how much sugar is in? Actually, I know my greens got sugar because they sweet. So Auntie Philly's hooked that up. You know what I'm saying? So I know certain stuff, but if you're going to do it, okay, Christmas is 2 days, like maybe one, but you might eat your leftovers for day 2 and then you throw it away. Who's going to throw away food? That's an issue you had from childhood because you used to get in trouble for throwing away food. That's a childhood issue. You're grown now. You're choosing to be like, eat your plate. Some people eat too much. I think, I ain't gonna say no names, but some people eat too much because they used to get in trouble for not finishing their plate. And so you feel it's embedded in your head that you always got to finish your plate. And this can get deep. But I'm gonna tell you everything that we're talking about right now, you can translate it to your marriage. You can translate it to how you parent. You can translate it to how you do business. You can translate it to everything that you have going on in your life. I remember be around an eclectic of people. I don't know if I use that like that. Because I remember being around people like that share meals. And I was like, sharing meals? Like, only broke people do that. I'm like, but y'all not broke. It's like, they don't need to eat that much, especially you go to a lot of water, like, babe, what we gonna split? Because this is a lot. Like, I don't need to say, okay, I'm ordering my meal and you ordering your meal. And you got all these, y'all, if anybody ever ate a lot of Water Creek, your leftovers can last you a week. It's like, we might as well go out and do a family meal on 2 meals because this is ratchet. Like the cheese fries, like 7 people could eat that and be full. Like, it's trifling. But are you going based on societal values, or are you putting yourself in a position? And now is the perfect time. Like, we're quarantined. Like, put yourself in a position. You don't have to be around other people. You get to pick and choose. Something for me, like a big tip for me that changed my life. I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I've been working on this. Work on me. I've been working on it. Okay. And me, every Sunday after my Power 30, I go grocery shopping. Because I had a bad relationship with food in the house. And I didn't even realize that I had this bad relationship. Why? Because when I got my food stamps, I got a condo on my wrist, girl, I'm cashing out, okay? Like, I was cashing out. I was, though. People who know me back then, y'all used to come on my house and be like, who lives here? Like, I had enough food in my house to feed the neighborhood. Like, I don't even know what I was doing. Like, Breon, one person who come on my house like 3 days a week, he got a whole drawer of like 10 packs of gummy bears. I'm like, bro, what is your problem? But instead of me being like, okay, we'll just go get what we need and maybe we can give away the rest because you and Trey don't need $400 worth of food stamps, right? I was like, got a condo, I'm married. Because I was listening to the song too. So if y'all think y'all relationships with songs, it ain't nothing with them. But I was in the car like, we cashing out, like Trey, and I was cashing out at the store with my food stamps. So it was such a bad relationship just across the board. And I don't know if it was because I never had anything that I wanted in the cabinet. You know how your mom and them be like, okay, you can get 1 box of cheap cereal, and then you got siblings, and then that cereal ain't even yours no more. You be like, just forget it. Like, I'll get 2 tricks, and then my sister gets the rest of the box. Like, it's all right. It's all good. At least I got to taste them. And so then you be like, I got a box to myself. Trey, you want a box? You get a box. You get a box. Let me put my name on it because this is my tricks. Like, it's trifling across the bored, or not even being able to. I remember Trey had to take his lunch to school, And I was somebody who, my mom she didn't make me lunch. Like, what's that? The rich people brought lunch to school because their parents cared about what they consumed. And that, I don't know if y'all could be honest about that. I just had reduced lunch. So I had to eat the pizza. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That pizza was fire. Because listen, I didn't get to eat out at Domino's. So that was my Domino's, because my mom wouldn't make no pizza at home. But she did it once in a while. But fire. It was fire. It wasn't fire. Fire. It was fire. Now tell me, how do you spell that? Fire. Okay, we're not doing this today. Anyways, stop playing with me. Distractions. So who else? We're gonna get free. 2021, we're getting free. We're getting free. And then we're gonna stay free, because who the Son sets free is free indeed. So we're not gonna, because listen, deliver me, Jesus. That's my prayer. Deliver me. Because I want to be able to go eat half a cloud cookie, and not eat no more. Or not put the ice cream on top. Or not send Brian to the gas station to get me a Pepsi so I can make a Pepsi float. Like, just being honest, right? And I believe everybody has their own relationship. Everybody's is different, like Christine said. But I bet you it's a stronghold in your life. I probably about 95% of America has food as a stronghold in some way, shape, or form. And y'all know it, because y'all go over y'all family in them house and you be like, bro, don't you got high blood pressure? Like, what? Put the salt down. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be over to my granny, I'll be like, give me the salt. Like, y'all is tripping over here. It's salty. And I think if I can be completely honest with y'all, and this is something that, again, talking to Keisha, if I do grab a girlfriend, I'm trying to tell you. But flavorful food is cultural. But you get to choose. And you get to what's the word? You get to tame your taste buds. You do. You tame your taste buds. And I'm going to tell you, when you're making the switch from changing your life, you're going to have to tell yourself this is good. Or you're going to have to find other flavors that are not, this is why they have like Flavor God or things like that. Things that don't have bad stuff in them to help bring out the flavor. Most of us don't even know what's flavorful anymore, because we've allowed sugar and salt to like completely take us out. Your taste buds are like damaged. Man, I made some chicken noodle soup and used the reduced sodium, and I was like, sis, this is good. Like, you're good. And then using fresh thyme for the first time, I was like, girl, we don't do that. Black people do not do that. But this one does. Like, now, I'm chopping up my parsley, okay? Cilantro. Call me Chef Rachel. You know, sometimes my chunk, it be chunky. So, anyways, but God is working on me, because I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to keep doing. Well, Javon, I believe you can taste the difference, but it depends on your taste buds. Go ahead, Charlotte.
I think a big thing for me was that I had to switch from using food when I was bored, or using food to show when I was sad, that would make me happy, or to show love to people. I had to make that switch and find other ways. Now when I'm sad, I journal and I cry and I get over it. And, if I'm bored, I do something with my family, or I read. And if I want to show love to somebody, maybe I send them a card instead of baking them cookies. So that's just something that I had to make a switch with.
That's so good. Thank you. That's good. So, I mean, this is the season that people normally fast with their church. My church has been fasting for the last 4 months. Every Wednesday, we have fasted and did 3-hour increments. And you just have to sing the song, "The Lord bless thee and keep thee," okay? Because it's nothing by mouth at all. And it's 3-hour increments per week. So it'll be midnight to 3 p.m. and then midnight to 6 p.m. and then midnight to 9 p.m. and then midnight for 24 hours. And it just keeps repeating itself. Nothing by mouth. Of course, you modify it. Like, I'm a breastfeeding mom, so mine looks a little different than other people, which is kind of what Robin was saying. Like, I may have to modify, but I don't modify based on my flesh. So you might be like, well, I'm breastfeeding, so my baby need all the fats. Like, I remember that the first time I did the Daniel fast, people were like, I can't fast, I'm pregnant. I can't fast, I'm breastfeeding. Like, so you think that breastfeeding and being pregnant is a reason to be ratchet and just, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that pregnant people don't have cravings. They do, you know? But at the end of the day, the disciplined ones, because I remember when Erin had her baby, Erin Tweed, I'm looking at her like, I'm looking at me like, and then the baby come out and you be like, how she bounced back? Boo, she didn't eat ice cream every night. Like, she didn't be like, well, I'm pregnant, so go give me some cookies. Like, she didn't do that. You ratchet. Like, you didn't need to do that just because you was pregnant. And then the first kid, some people just take it overboard. Me, it's the first kid, you be like, pregnant. I want spaghetti today. Can I have Olive Garden, babe? Pick up. Like, it's just like, you just let your flesh go. And it's the same thing for other stuff, you know? I'm just being honest. That was me. I'm for real. And then I'm like, listen, if I could go back and do it all again, I did pretty good with number 3, but I still was big. But if I could do it all again, I would just stop letting myself just say yes to everything. Like, yes, 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 yes. I'm eating for 2. Girl, listen, trifling. Everybody that I know, well, most people. And it's just not nutrition. Oh, I did want to say something. Oh, yes. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw the post in the squad page about your goals, your health goals for 2021. And I think a lot of times we struggle with maintaining our customers, which is why a lot of my PBV is always high, because I live my products out loud. I use my products out loud. I engage my loyal customers on my page. They see me being consistent. They see me doing what I tell them to do. They see food. You know what I'm saying? Like, they see all these different things. And so my question to you is, how do you expect for your customers to be consistent when you're not? And if you're the it person on your timeline, like, let me tell you guys, like, let's just use an example. Like, let's just say a workout person. All right, Peloton. Who got on the Peloton kick? If not, get on it. My name is Mrs. Is it just Mrs. Wiggs? I think it's just Mrs. Wiggs on there. So when we see people who are working out and we be like, dang, she look good. Ooh, I'm going to do this one workout and I'm going to have abs just like her. Like, your whole life, their whole life is different from yours. All of it. Like, she had a smoothie for breakfast. She's going to go have a salad and a steak and I don't know, whatever for lunch. You going to drive by Chick-fil-A, not understanding or not even taking the time. Have you ever thought, like, taking the time to go and say, how long does it take to make such and such? Those prep times be like, or the whole time be like 15 minutes. Be like, by the time you drove down to Burger King, you could have made the food. Right? And then you'll learn the staples to have in your household. Could you imagine the difference in your customer base if you were actually giving them inspiration by your results and sharing with them, like, what you're eating, your meal prepping? Because the people who have the bodies that you want, they're meal prepping. They don't just work out, and they work out. Do you know you can be an inspiration just showing you on a walk? Do you know that you 9 times out of 10 are lazy and feel lazy because of what you put in your body? Like your energy is depleted because of the fuel. We've talked about this before. You out here with unleaded and you supposed to be putting premium and you wondering why your car is running like a hoopty. You got hoopty tendencies with a BMW and your car keep breaking down. And it's like, one thing, you ain't putting the right gas in here. Well, it costs more. Or listen, all right, who got something? Because that's real. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, my diesel fuel costs more, but it lasts longer. Oh, we talking about fuel and fueling with the right things. So like I was saying, when I did my fastest last time and I went back to eating bad stuff, like my energy was gone. I had and another thing that fasting teaches you too, like less is more. Like Rachel was saying, you don't even need all that. You do not be needing all of that food that you think that you need for nourishment. Like less is more. But yeah, like when I put the wrong fuel in my body, I could tell like I was burning, like it was burning faster, or I wasn't even fueling up at all. Like, so yeah, the fuel might cost more, but it lasts longer because my diesel fuel costs more, but I get more mileage per gallon. So
PS noodles aren't bad, it's the sauce. So just throw away the sauce. And I make my own, put my little saute, my little vegetables, because I still like noodles. So you can buy brown rice noodles as well. So go ahead, Alice. I'm just saying, because you can still eat your noodles, just make your own sauce.
Something that I do with my loyal customers, I noticed that they ask like, what should they be eating? And a while ago we had like these little simple switches. And it works where it would just show you, instead of like white rice, eat brown rice. But some people, I went live and I showed people how I actually grocery shop. So if you all think about your favorite grocery store where you typically grocery shop, I don't know why I can't talk today. When you go into the store, if you just stay on the outer perimeter of the store, you're going to see that the outside of the grocery store is going to contain your fresh fruits and vegetables. It's also going to contain your meats, and then it's going to contain your frozen fruits and vegetables. Everything in the middle of the store is killing you. Like, that's where you're going to find all of your processed food. That's where you're going to find the food that's giving you high blood pressure. That's where you're going to find the stuff that's giving you type 2 diabetes. That's where you're going to find all of your breads and stuff that's causing you cancer. But yeah, like the fresh fruits and vegetables are usually on the outer perimeter of the store. If you just stay on the outside, avoid the middle of the store, or even set a timer on your phone. If you're going into the middle of the grocery store for anything, give yourself like a 2-minute timer and run in and run out, because those aisles are actually designed to make you stay in there. And it's crap. It's a lot of processed crap. You're going to find your pop, your chips, your cookies, your snacks, cereals. Turn the box of cereal around and see what's in that. You don't need cereal. Like, eat your greens, or drink your greens or your super reds for breakfast. Like, that's it. That's really all you need. If you get in the habit of nourishing your body first thing in the morning, you're going to notice that your cravings for the junk goes down. Okay, that's it.
That's good advice. Thank you. I remember Jeff, I don't know how long ago, Jeff Keisha's husband taught us about that. And I was like, oh, I thought you see it for real at like places like Walmart. Now, I love Aldi's, so I've just switched where I shop altogether, because most of the stuff, I probably would say like 75% of the stuff there is just good for you. So it's totally different at Aldi's. But I think a lot of times I was afraid of fresh vegetables because I didn't use them and they went bad. But I think that was more so because I didn't use them. So like right now I have fresh vegetables upstairs. That means that you need to make them. Like my grandma taught me, when your spinach starts to go bad, throw them on the stove and make them. It takes 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I think we psych ourselves up like, what am I make? I got to make this meal. Like, girl, just make the cabbage and put them in a container. Like, you don't have to do all of that. Like, it's so good. Yeah, I love this. The only place I shop now is Aldi's. And if we had a Whole Food around here, I would definitely shop there. Like, we don't have one that's close to our house, but Aldi's is lit, y'all. Yeah, or eat your vegetables raw. Yeah. I'm not there yet, but God is working on me. You sound like my grandma. That's what my grandma say. Unless it's a salad in Jesus. Y'all so cool. All right. Anybody else? Like 21 days, no meat, no eating out. Or, you know, like, let's put ourselves, I think when you guys take the limits off, and this is for me, when I took the limits off, and I've been talking to the leadership about this, like, stop circumventing your life. I think too often we think from month to month, opposed to thinking from quarter to quarter or like 6 months at a time. You know what I'm saying? And when you think with more longevity, I think it changes everything for you. So if you look at quarterly, how many times do you eat out? Are you flowing with the wind? Like, are you thermostat or thermometer? We talked about this on something. Can Wendy's come out with a new burger right now and you sound like my son? Mom, I gotta go get that. Mom, we gotta try. Can we drive by there today? I gotta get that. Like, he's a kid. Like, he's supposed to be like that. Or do you wait and like let that be a reward because you get a report card where he got straight A's and then be like, oh, today you can try the new burger. You know what I'm saying? Like, how often do you allow yourself to indulge or consume? And do you control it or are you controlled by it?
So I wanted to just hop on real quick and say something because everybody's talking about like fasting. And I had, when we were, the Money Squad post that Rachel had made, I was looking at it about, you know, your health and wellness goals for 2021. And of course, I always talk to Brittany about it, but I watched my 600 pound life. I watch it on Sundays because I just be like, okay, these people, I have some heavier people in my family. So I'm just looking like, I do not want to be that big. Like, I refuse to be that big. I was big during my pregnancy, both of my pregnancies. And I do have like a kidney problem to where stuff doesn't process right. And I had like a hard time with losing weight. So I started my just celery, and I say it every morning. I'm like, oh, you don't want to drink this, but you got to drink it because you don't want to be like 600 pounds or 300 pounds. And I'm like, I'm already short. You know, I don't need no more health problems than what I already have. And then I think I also like emotionally eat when I get like angry. I'm gonna say that because I do, like, I'm just gonna eat. I'm gonna eat me a bag of chips and go lay down and watch a movie because that's what makes me feel good. So I think on Sunday, me and my fiance, we sat down and we wrote out like everything that we want to do in 2021 by June. By June, how much weight do we want to lose and what are we going to do in order to change it? Because, and then like I had the exercise with him too, like, who is this new person you want to be in 2021? Because that's what we have to do. And me and him are both on the bigger side. And then I was looking at our sons and I'm like, okay, no, we all cannot be a big family. Like, that was my excuse. Like, we're just a big family. And I'm like, no, like, sis, I was looking at my high school pictures and I was like, you was playing basketball. Like, you was doing this, you was doing that. And then I noticed that my energy was like getting very low. And I was having attitudes all the time because of what I was eating. Like, oh my gosh. And reading the back of certain food that we were eating also helped us out a lot because I noticed that, like, I would just do my research and look up like, okay, this is too much sugar, this is too much salt. And then I had like a bad salt problem when I was younger. So I couldn't have noodles with the sauce. Like, I had to be taken out, or I think I still do have it because when I eat certain things, like, I blow up, my face blows up, my hands blow up, and I just be like, okay, And then I noticed that I started to lose weight as I be more consistent on my products and be more, just be more consistent in taking and doing them right and actually eating right instead of just like, okay, I'm going to take the product and I'm going to still go eat what I want to eat. Like, it's supposed to help. But I was like, that's not helping me. And then also, it was just like, I don't want to be big. Like, I got tired of seeing myself and looking in the mirror and not being happy of like who this person I was. But then when I started losing weight and looking more, I'm like, okay, you know, you can do it. You just gotta do it and stop making excuses on why you can't do it. Like, oh, you're just too tired to eat healthy right now. You're just too tired to cook dinner. So being setting schedules and actually like eating what I'm supposed to eat and doing what I'm supposed to do, drinking more water. Like, we go through cases of water now because we completely took soda out. We don't have juice in our house no more because it was messing my son's teeth up. Like, and I didn't know it. Like, I'm still a young mom, so I didn't know, you know, that's what my mom gave us. This is what she gives him while he's there. Like, and I was like, Mom, stop giving him the junk. Stop giving, you know, this is not what we finna do next year. I'm sorry. Like, we gotta lose weight. We can't be out here unhealthy. And I'm over here selling health and wellness products. Like, we can't be doing that. How did that make me look? And but yeah, that's what it was. Watching 600-Pound Life inspired me to lose weight. So
Charlotte, it's crazy that you said that because I'm actually battling. I'm a overeater, and since I've been using the products, like it's really done got to the point to where I literally like will get sick if I overeat. Like, can't deal with it, can't do it, and it's just like, well, how do I go about it? Like, what do I do? And it's like, eat smaller portions. And then it's like, but now I'm realizing that even with the smaller portions, it's what I'm eating. It's not about actually me overeating. It's about what I'm eating. My body is now to the point, since I've been using the products, I can't take a lot of grease. I can't take a lot of junk. And I know it's a good thing, but at first I was sitting here this morning and I was like, as I was listening to y'all, and I'm like, is it a good thing that I can't eat my junk food anymore? Is it a bad thing? And I'm like, you know what? It's all good, because at the end of the day, like, I know I'm making a better choice for me. And then, like, if I'm not eating it, I know I'm not going to feed it to my girls. And that way, I ain't even got to worry about it. So I'm totally with you when you say that you don't want to be big and you trying to like eat healthy. Like, girl, I totally understand, because it'd be like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna make this change? And how am I gonna make it work? Like, please help me. So you is not alone.
Y'all shop at Aldi's. Like, for real. Shop at Aldi's. I'm not playing. Like, they got the fruit snacks that don't have 50 grams of sugar in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we only do unsweetened applesauce in this house now. Like, instead of going to Schnucks and now you conflicted because you be like, Aldi's don't even have all that. It just be like this or that. You know what I'm saying? Like this or that. And you be like, okay, do I want the strawberry with the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. Like, I'm not good for this. So, Aldi would be like the unsweetened, yes. The apple juice, no sugar. Like, and it's a delicacy to have juice in our house. Like, it rarely happens. So now our 14-year-old, he don't even care. Like, he used to love Diet Coke. He doesn't even, sometimes we go to Granny house because that's the only place my kids get soda. Go to Granny house and be like, I don't even want one. Like, I'll take a water, Like, the small lifestyle changes like Javon talked about, like, we just stopped buying, we don't buy juice. The only reason we have juice in our house right now is because of communion, and we don't even drink it. Every once in a while, like, it's like your family will feel sorry for you. Okay. They will. And so I think Papa be feeling sorry for Breon, so he got him a whole case of cranberry juice and just be like, you know what? That's okay. So that's a blessing, you know. So when he does want one, he can have one. But I agree, like the small changes, and I'm gonna tell you, don't go to Walmart. Like we only go to Walmart when there's certain things. And then I remember even feeling like you wanted. Oh, that's just me. I'm just gonna be honest, because maybe it ain't you. Are y'all supporting me right now? But you'd be like, I want to be able to buy Prego. So we're gonna go to Walmart. So we can buy Prego because you ate off-brand your entire life. Like, you know, okay, that was just me. That was a confession. These are my confessions. So needing to get Prego or Hunt's or whatever, needing the brand name. And it was like, no, boo, this is higher quality than like, and then when somebody told me, like they had to check me. So let me check y'all for y'all who think all these is for broke people. Cause it's not. It's not. It's really not. I grew up thinking that. I don't know about y'all, but I did. Who did? Who grew up thinking all these was for broke people? Okay, thank you for being honest. I did. Until I found out that, what's the name of the place, Trabia? It's not Whole Foods. It's Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's and Aldi's is the same company. And I was like, they just got into it. And so they did. They got into it. And so they went their separate ways, but they have the same values. Okay, so this brother over here, I don't know if it's brothers, and this brother over here, but it's the same quality products. And some people be like, Trader Joe's popping. No, Trader Joe's is the same, even though they have a little more than Aldi's. They're cut from the same cloth. And then I live in an affluent area, and it don't be black people in my Aldi's. It be the black people be at Walmart. Okay, it don't, like, I'm serious. I'm being very honest with y'all. When I go in there to do my Sunday shopping, it ain't nothing that look like me. Like it's all that when I go into Walmart, they all in there, like Alice said, in the middle aisles. Like, you know what I'm saying? They all in the middle aisles. So I'm gonna tell y'all, like, the number one thing is to find a different place to shop, and then be okay with your taste buds. That's real. So yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Christine and Caretha and we were on on one of the 11 a.m. power hours or power open office. And we were listening to one of the Secrets to Success podcasts or whatever, talking about just the types of foods and the different, ways that you can naturally heal your body with just eating right. It was a guy by the name of Sean Stevenson. I dropped it in the comments of the Monday Meetup reminder post, so I suggest you guys go listen to it. But it was a guy named Sean Stevenson from Missouri or from St. Louis, actually on there talking about how he had a debilitating or like something going on with his spine or something that was supposed to be incurable. And he just switched up his lifestyle and his eating habits. And he was able to, basically be relieved of whatever he was going through. And then it just threw him in a state of, researching food and just wanting to get his community on track and hip about the different things and just the different things that we need. And it made me appreciate so much like our products. Like it took my appreciation for the level of our product to the even higher level, like whole nother level, like Mark said, because of a lot of the things that he was talking about that we need are in the products that we have. A lot of the different things that he was saying, are a little different suggestions and tips. Like we already have those things at our fingertips. And so just being loud about what it is that we have, and we we are helping people or in a position to help people beyond what we can even imagine. Like, we have some good things that we can offer, and even for our community. He was even talking about, you know, COVID and the underlying conditions, like Rachel said, you know, with the Black people, and how it's affecting us because of those things, not because COVID, like a genetic thing, COVID just want to attack Black people. No, it's the underlying conditions, how we live, how we eat, and things like that. So yes, go listen to that. It's really, really good. And like Rachel said, that part, it's just us being the advocates for our community, being loud and sharing about what we're doing and how it's affecting us in a great way and changing our lives. And then, you know, just inviting people on, just being at that beacon of light, or that that inspiration on their timeline.
What else? I was gonna say, like, you never know who's watching you, and people are watching you. Because I've gotten messages from people that have never liked, never commented, never did any of that, and they're like, "Oh, you're inspiring me to work out. I seen your video," and I'm like, I never knew like that person was watching me or anything like that. So definitely keep living out loud. So, you know, even if it's not like all rainbows and, you know, sprinkles, even if you mess up or fall off, like, people still see my videos. I'm like, all right, day one, we're gonna try it again. Like, it's still like they see that you're being like a real person, you're being open, you're being transparent, and you're just sharing it with them, because they probably messed up and started something too. So, but just to see you keep going, they wanna, you know. That's because I use Thermofite X. She said I burned 50,000 calories.
Let's talk about this real quick. You can say I'm muted. Yeah, Robin was my loyal customer before she became a distributor, and this was like back in 2014 when we just had the regular Thermofite. And I would use your story over and over again, because she would show pictures of like her not taking Thermofite and then her taking Thermofite, and how many more calories it allowed her to burn as a result. And it's real. And to this, what's so crazy is here we are, 6 years later, and that still is one of your favorite products. And I think I got a bottle up there, so
yeah,
I can pop it, because
I take 2,
and I'd be like, what is this?
I take 2 in the morning, every morning, fasted now. Before, like, I was telling Travia, like, you could take one with a meal. I would say take, because it is a boost. So when I first did it and I took 2, I was starving. Like, I was starving. So because it boosts your metabolism, like, it's going to burn the fat. So yeah, you will get hot as well. So it's definitely doing its job. So I do them now. My body's used to them, so I can pop them in the morning too, and then do my workout. Like, I did an hour and maybe like 40 minutes, then I burn like 1,000 calories. So it's definitely what you need if you're trying to lose weight in any capacity. Like, and then the energy is just off the chain.
You know what's crazy? I actually take some, and I was like, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna just add them to my life, especially weaning a kid off of what you can still while you're breastfeeding. It's just more so, is your kid gonna like the taste of your milk? But I think I need to figure that out with my life. I think that's a large portion between the coffee and her doing the TFX. Like, that's how she maintains, and then her consistently moving her body. And I think, and for y'all, you can do a 30-day free trial on Peloton, or you can find an app that you like. I like Peloton because it has, and I've just recently started it, but I like it because they have the 5-minute workouts, they have the 10-minute workouts, they have the 15. Like, I did a 20-minute workout today, and I was like, praise the Lord, she's not lazy today. She's been delivered, because I would have the 10-minute, like, she did that. Now, I did do that because it makes you sweat in them 10 minutes. And if you really can go in, you're going to see results, y'all. Stop being like, I don't have no time to work out. Yes, you do. You don't have to go take an hour walk. I don't know, because maybe as kids, we thought that we had to have an hour of PE in order to feel I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like you felt like you had to have an hour working out that you, in order to get it in, you don't have to. So for me, the first thing I do in the morning, throw on a sports bra. Like I want to go ahead and put my workout clothes on when I wake up, because if I get dressed, I'd be like, I'm not changing my clothes. And that's somebody who's just at home full time. That's just my ratchet mindset. So yes, in 15 minutes. Yes. So do it. Like put your workout clothes on and just be, I don't know. Cause when I put on workout clothes, I'm sexy cause my abs, they pop. So yes, I'm trying to get my Alice on in my drawers, in my bra. Okay. Just be like, what kid did you have? I don't know. But listen, out here looking like she had a surrogate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's me. I'm her. Hashtag I'm her. I see myself in Alice. So go ahead and y'all can do it, is what I'm saying. And I'm just so grateful for this space and this time. And I'm praying that somebody decided today that you're going to allow tomorrow or even today to be day one. And yes, that means that you might have to go drop off some food at the pantry. Like, yes, that may mean that you're going to throw away some food. And I would suggest going and drop it off at the pantry if you haven't opened it up. They'll gladly take it. And they take expired products too. So it's expired non-perishable foods. So if you have something that's maybe the month of, they can still be able to use it. Possibly you can just go drop that stuff off. But you probably need to clean your house out and stop allowing yourself to be in a position to stop buying it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to hear, okay, that was a little aggressive. Stop saying that your kids don't like. Your kids should not dictate your household at all. At all. My kids will only eat. That's BS. Because I'm sure if they starve long enough, they're going to eat it. And they're going to love it. They're going to be like, yes, Mom, thank you. Okay? Because they're going to be hungry. So stop buying that stuff. And then I know for me personally, it was like, oh, this cheap, let me grab it. Stop doing that. But I'm telling you, it's going to be the store that you go to. So that might be the number one for y'all. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody else, where y'all live at? Somebody give some other, because I live near Aldi's, but maybe y'all don't have Aldi's. Who else? I don't know. Because those prices are not as bad as you think they are. They're really not. Fries. Okay, Victoria said fry, Frys, fries for her. Save a Lot. Okay, I haven't been in there in a while. Save a Lot have good food. Rulers is good. Yes, it is. Does Save a Lot have good foods? I don't think so. Do they? I think that's a lot of processed stuff. Yeah, let's stay away from Save a Lot. Like when you walk into my Aldi's, like the fresh fruit is the first thing that you see. And a lot of Aldi's are updating themselves to where you're not walking straight into the alcohol, or you're not walking straight. Because y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all go on Aldi's to be all the processed food first. They're switching it around. Aldi's is really listening. Publix, yes. Kroger, Aldi's, I would say stay away from Walmart. Like stay away from Walmart. Trader Joe's, yeah. Just stay outside of the store, really doesn't matter. Yep, stay on the outside. But I'm gonna tell you this, like for somebody who struggles in their flesh, it's easier to go into Aldi's instead of going into Walmart. And so when you're just learning, you want to create an atmosphere to where you're not tempted. You know, the Bible says that in whatever scripture. Like you don't want to tempt yourself. Like we're not playing with fire here. And so we can create an environment for you guys to where, okay, listen, we out here living our best lives, and we're going to have some good, yes, flee temptation. My God, yes. Don't buy the alcohol. Like go pour it out. You know, a lot of people like wine fat. Well, you drink wine every single night. Why are you sluggish? Why you can't get up for get on prayer? Because you have a glass of wine every night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and fat is perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, fat is really just, it's nutrition. You're lacking nutrition. It's not necessarily your size. So let's be clear on that. It's not body size, and to each his own, because y'all might be like, and not the people do it to skinny people and people do it to big people. Be like, oh, you ain't fat. Like, to who? Like, like, you can't decide that for me. You know what I'm saying? You can't, nobody can decide that for anybody. And so if you have somebody who comes to you and says, I want to lose weight, you can't be like, girl, you don't need to lose weight. You just need to tone up. That ain't your business. She said she wanted to lose some weight. Like, she's the client here. You give her TFXX and let her lose weight, you know? And then as you're an inspiration, maybe she'll see something and she'll switch up and say, I want to tone, but you can't, like somebody today, I was throwing up, she commented on my, I gotta get on another call, Jesus. She commented on my post about host a post, and she does TLC, and she was like, well, I can't put this up, something, will it conflict with TLC? And I was like, that's for you to decide. Here the post is. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time to figure that out for you. You figure it out. But here you go, because you commented on my post, so clearly, you know what I'm saying? So here you go. You decide to put it up out into you in my giveaway. Like, we get so wrapped up and worried about stuff that does not matter. Listen to what people are saying, believe what they're saying, and give them what they're asking for. They say they want to lose weight. How much you want to drop? 50 pounds. Boo. TFXX alone is not going to drop 50 pounds in 30 days. However, if you want to jumpstart things, we can start with a cleanse, and then we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give people what they want and stop trying to project other things onto other people. Same for y'all. Everybody on here should have got a cleanse, because if you ate Christmas food at all, you should be cleansing. Everybody. Stop holding your customers to an expectation that you're not willing to hold yourself to. If you have not got a cleanse, you need to go get one. Go order one now. And then you post about it and share your journey with other people. And stop needing, I love to cleanse every single month, but in all honesty, if I ate right, I wouldn't need to cleanse every single month. Kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have like 2 cheat meals, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I do need to cleanse. But in all honesty, when you eat the right foods, your body will cleanse itself. Yeah, I might not have known that. Your body will literally cleanse itself when you eat the right things. All right, this was good, guys. Thanks for participating. Thanks for your honesty, your transparency. I decided to record it, which we normally don't, but I believe this is going to bless some people and free some people, because I think a lot of people are struggling in their businesses because of their flesh and their relationship with a lot of stuff, but in particular food. I'm gonna tell y'all, just to be honest, like when I started making a lot of money and it works, got a condo on my wrist, girl. I'm cashing out 54th Street and McDonald's. She had Chick-fil-A, and then she had some McAllisters, and then meet me at Panera for your meeting. I'm finna get me a pick 2 plus the lemonade, because it's fire. But I'm gonna put my greens in it, so I'm good now. Like, it was ratchet. Like, I'm for real. I know y'all like this song. Chipotle. Yes, I'm in love with Chipotle. I eat it almost every day. Like, for real. It was trifling. Like, it was not good. But I was driven by my feelings. My dad had passed away. Every time I felt any type of emotions, I went straight to Chipotle. Chipotle became a comfort food for me. And because I could afford it, I would buy it. And nobody was holding me accountable. Like, Rachel, your love handles look like Chipotle. It looked like you eat a burrito every day. Like, nobody was out here telling me this. Like, woo, it's okay, but God delivered me, okay? He delivered me, bought me gift cards, they was helping me out, okay? I was a little fluffy. It was, shut up, really? All right, I'm about to pray. Now somebody will be like, 2016, 15, what Rachel look like? Fluffy. And that was before I decided to start working out. Lord, if he'll do it for me, he can do it for you, period, okay? Listen. Thank you, Jesus. All right, dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you. We love you. We adore you. Thank you for the honesty this squad is giving. God, thank you for the willingness to be transparent. God, thank you for the freedom, the freedom that you're giving us right now, and that you're going to set us free, and we're going to be free indeed, because that's how you do it. And so we're not going to allow ourselves to replace food with something else. We're going to replace it with you. Like Keisha said, every single time a headache comes or a craving comes, we're going to fall down on our knees and spend some time with you so that you can fill the voids, so we can hear your voice so much clearer, so that we're not ran by man's opinions, by man, whatever, just so we're not ran by man, but we're ran by you, because that's all we desire to be spirit led. And so as we starve our flesh, as we go forth, as people are deciding that they want to fast for the first time, God, I'm asking that you give them strength, that you give them community, that you give them the opportunity to ask people to pray for them as they're going forth, instead of grabbing the food, that they ask for the support that they need during this season. So God, we know that you're breaking chains off this squad. We came here for money. We came here for the extra income, but God, you are doing a new thing, and you are shifting and changing, shaking up lives, God. You are just shaking up lives. And so we are willingly allowing you to come in and shake up our lives. And we believe as you begin to pull out that scalpel and cut us open, that you're going to heal us like never before and take out of us the things that were never supposed to be there in the first place. So God, I even just decree healing in the name of Jesus as people are going forth and they're beginning to pull up these things from childhood, as they're beginning to pull up these things from failed relationships, as they're beginning to pull up things from bad relationships, even with themselves. God, we just thank you for the healing in advance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.